We female, 30 seconds have been together for 13 years. Married for 1.5 years. We were each other's first real relationship. We grew together, did everything together, had ups and downs together and been through it all. It was amazing. We were best friends but also so in love with each other. Our communication had always been great, up until 2 months ago. During the last few months, I've been working on getting a promotion and took some project management classes for which I had to study and write exams before Christmas, as well as a big interview at the beginning of the new year. During that time, I had begun to notice my wife spending more and more time with her new friend, a coworker. I was happy for her. She didn't have many friends at work. I had met this woman the previous month while celebrating my wife's birthday. I had noticed them both being cozy, but figured that was the drunken behavior of the straight coworker. For Christmas, we visited both sets of families together and had a friendsmas on the 26th of December, and were really happy. We both had some time off after the holidays, but I had the big interview coming up on the 13th of January, where I had to give a presentation and was peppered with questions regarding my promotion. So I spent the days I had off preparing, and she even helped me with my presentation. But I noticed her being distant. No cuddles or kisses, which was really unusual, since we have always been very affectionate. Then on New Year's, I received a clap on the back instead of a kiss, and I knew something was seriously wrong. The next day I asked her what was up, and she told me not to worry and focus on my interview. I asked her jokingly if she didn't love me anymore, and she looked at me and said of course she loves me, and we can talk about what's going on with her after my interview. The days before my interview were really weird. I was on edge and seriously thinking something was wrong. Was she sick? Did something happen to someone in her family? I tried to compartmentalize those thoughts and to focus on getting that damn promotion I had worked my ass off for the past year. 4 days before my presentation, it was the night from Sunday to Monday, she woke me up just after midnight to tell me her new friend, the coworker, had broken up with her boyfriend and she was worried she was going to harm herself. I was worried as well and even offered for the coworker to sleep on our couch. My wife then left to be with her coworker the whole night. She came home around 7 in the morning and called in sick to work. The next day she also called in sick, and I tried to take care of her as much as she would let me. She didn't talk much about what happened or what was wrong with her, just that she wasn't feeling well. Couple days later it was time for my promotion interview. She wished me good luck, but gave me no other affection, not even a hug. Again, I tried to compartmentalize it. After the interview I immediately told her how it went, and that I would find out the results in the next few days. Then I asked her to talk to me about what was going on with her, because it had seriously worried me the last couple of weeks. Well, apparently she still loves me but is not in love with me anymore. She fell in love with her coworker, who apparently reciprocates the feelings. That's partly why the coworker broke up with her boyfriend. I asked her why she didn't just talk to me. We could have figured out the situation. It's normal to develop a crush now and then. We even talked about it in the past. Apparently they started having sex sometime after Christmas and before New Year's. She had no explanation and tried to excuse it with our relationship not being romantic anymore. She still loves me as a friend, but has not had any romantic feelings for me for a while. And this new experience has opened her eyes. She doesn't want to live the rest of her life like this, in the day-to-day mundane life we have built together. I couldn't take it anymore and went to bed. She spent the rest of the weekend at a friend's while I was at home, trying to process. I didn't think something like this would ever happen to us. Never in my life did I think she would hurt me this much. I tried to come to terms with the affair, and tried to think of ways to still make this relationship work, because I still love her so much. On Sunday evening we set up a time for her to come back and talk. I was hopeful. Maybe she felt the same and there was a way back for us. All my hopes got crushed, as she told me she will move out at the beginning of February, into a room in a shared flat, while she finds something more permanent. Oh, and her coworker, she will also move into the same flat. That was yesterday. Today I called in sick to work because I cried the whole night. I feel betrayed, hurt and sick to my stomach when I think of them together. I still love her so much and imagine my whole future with her. And after 13 years, she just throws our relationship into the trash, douses it with accelerant and sets it on fire. But she hopes we can still be friends sometime in the future. How can I ever move on from this? I feel so lost. My wife has suggested an open marriage. I, male 31, have been married for 5 years now. Dated my wife, female 30, for 2 years prior. So a total of 7 years. While dating and in our first years of marriage, my wife told me how important sex was to her and how important sex was to maintaining a healthy relationship. She constantly reminded me of this. But after a couple years her actions didn't follow her sentiment. Sex was lacking and progressively became more and more rare. We would have discussions, arguments about it, and every time she would reiterate that she loved sex and it was so important to her. Meanwhile, she would get in fights with me when I was initiating sex to the point that it would stop me in my tracks. Then came time to have a baby as it was part of our plan, and my pregnant wife, with hormones pumping through her body, went crazy. She became super irritable and lost all grip on reality and what a normal relationship should look like. Sex stopped, and during an epic fight about sex, she said, "I hate sex. I have always hated sex, and I never want to have sex again." The following day I received an email from her apologizing for lying to me all these years, and she admitted to creating problems in our relationship so that she could get out of sex. And she gave me a blank check to go and cheat and to have sex with whoever I wanted. She contacted a counselor and started attending sexual therapy. But the counselor advised that nothing could be done till my wife stops nursing, as it messes with hormones, sexual desire, and my wife's state of being. So it's been 6 months now without sex, which in our contract we agreed to have sex once a month just as a routine and to stay connected. I attempted, last night, to have sex with her, to which she agreed, and when we got into the bedroom she literally started crying and saying, "Why are you making me do this?" And we didn't. Furthermore, it pains me to look at her cause she is absolutely stunning. It's hard to not touch her when she walks by. But now everything is off limits. It's a cruel form of torture. I feel like I have been severely lied to and taken advantage of. So that brings me to my question, the open marriage alternative. Should I try it? I have permission to, and I think I have a right to have sex. I feel my wife is lying to me again about wanting to change through counseling, and I feel this holding pattern is doing me no good. But I know that the open marriage is just going to open up a whole bunch more problems. I am sad because I feel that I have hurt you. I feel like our life together is a painful mess, and I should have been more honest with you about everything before we got married. I just didn't realize that I felt the way that I do. If I knew what I knew now, I would have told you everything so that you would not be trapped in this situation. I realize that I am mean to you because I don't want to have sex, period. If I am mean, you won't want to be around me, and as a result, I escape having to have sex. This issue has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. I wish I could change this. I hate that I have this problem. Hate it. However, I realize that I can't change this part of me as much as I want to. I am not sure why and will be accessing counseling to see what the root cause of this is. I just know that I can't change this part of me right now, and probably not for a long time, if ever. I am ashamed to admit it, but I have something in common: sex is for procreation, not enjoyment. And I hate that this is true. I have been a miserable, mean person to you, and I feel bad. I really do. Our discussion last night has made me realize what the real issue is, that it really can't be fixed. I feel a mixture of pain and relief because I am finally being honest with you and myself. I just wish I would have known all this before we got married, so that way we could be on the same page and you would not feel tricked or misled. I am sorry for the way I am. I just can't help it. I wish I could change my inability to be sexual, but I just can't. Therefore, I feel that it is fair to give you the option of an open marriage in the vain hope we can be friends and maintain a family without hating each other. I just don't want to deprive you of what you need. With this arrangement, I can be nicer to you and appreciate you for who you are without being ashamed of myself and my inability to be a good wife, partner. I do ask that you please do not tell me about the women you meet, etc. I would rather not know who they are or where you meet them. I do love you. I do want a life with you. I just can't lie to myself anymore. The clutter and chaos of construction and everything, along with balancing my role as wife, professional, friend, teacher, house cleaner, dog walker. The list goes on and on. I have truly reached my limit, and the only way I know how to deal with it is to lash out at you. I am sorry for that. It is not your fault. I know you are working as hard as you possibly can to make our life better. This email is not intended to foster pity or another discussion between us. Rather, it is hopefully gain understanding and closure on an issue that has plagued both of us for the past 5 minutes 6 years. Love, wife.